What's going on, everybody? I need to do another video talking about Kobe Bryant and some silly YouTube comments I got yesterday, because I actually seen that video went over a lot of people's heads based on the comments I was receiving. Also, that video exposed a lot of people that was sitting on my channel, which is a good thing. I like that. That way I can clear out people that really don't need to be here. Because if you're going to respond that way just because you don't agree with the video, then it tells me a lot about you as a person. But let's get to the meat of what I'm going to say about Kobe Bryant. Now, my opinion is what it is. Not changing it about Kobe Bryant. And that's based off of a lot of years of watching him. Now, I wasn't the only one that had this opinion of Kobe Bryant. Let me go ahead and roll a clip of the great Jim Brown, Hall of Fame Jim Brown, speaking about Kobe Bryant.
Thoughts on, because you and I have talked for many years about athletes along the way and what you've thought about different athletes, and I love your opinions. Kobe Bryant.
He threw Shaq under the bus.
Did I mention the word honest? He's always honest with me.
And he is somewhat confused about culture because he was brought up in another country. So it doesn't quite fit what's happening here in America. Unbelievable athlete.
Yes, yes.
Unbelievable athlete. But in the days when we had a summit and we called the top black athletes together to talk to Muhammad Ali about his status with the armed forces, there were some athletes we didn't call. So if I had to call that summit all over, there would be some athletes I wouldn't call. Okay. Kobe would be one of them.
So you saw Jim Brown said that the first thing he didn't like about Kobe is that he threw Shaq under the bus. The reason why he did that because the media kept getting at him about the rape case and him cheating on his wife. And instead of him just being a man and taking it and accepting responsibility for what he did against his family, he says, oh, Shaq cheats on his wife too. I see Shaq cheating on his wife. Just threw Shaq under the bus. It wasn't his place to talk about what Shaq was doing, right or wrong. That was between Shaq and his wife, not Shaq, his wife, and him. That's what a lot of people don't like about Kobe from the gate. I guess you forgot that Kobe was using gay slurs and had to apologize. This is the same Kobe that you defended. Now, this is the thing. Why would Kobe pay money to that girl if he didn't do nothing wrong? When you make millions of dollars, you got lawyers. And if you're waiting on facts to come out and the facts and the facts and the facts would have said you didn't rape that young lady. That's what the facts would have said. But because you paid her, you know good and well the facts would have said you done it and you would have went to jail. Now let's talk about something I said in a previous video about Chris Brown. You notice the picking and choosing who you go after? Chris Brown did that one incident, you never stop talking about it. Michael Vick, he went to jail for 18 months for the dog situation. You still bringing up the doggone situation about the dogs. You don't want the man to be in the NFL or nothing, saying he don't deserve millions, he needs to be homeless, poor, destitute. Won't stop talking about that when it comes to Chris Brown and Michael Vick. But this man not only cheated on his wife, but raped a woman, but you don't want to talk about that. Get pissed off that I brought it up. Sorry, it's in the public knowledge. Jim Brown stated in that piece, I would not invite Kobe to one of those kind of meetings with the situation trying to make decisions about the brothers. That's what he's saying. He said that because Kobe wasn't raised here in America, he is so disconnected from how things go here in America that he is really not what, somebody you want to invite. Now, he said it in an eloquent way. I just put it out the way I think. That's my opinion of Kobe Bryant. Jim Brown stated his opinion and called him out. Now, of course, Kobe is going to be Kobe and be disrespectful to, like Kobe liked to be. And Kobe responds make sure I get to that because I had it up on my screen here. Kobe responds in a tweet, and he says these words. Doggone it, where I had it at. A global African American is an inferior shade to American African Americans. Like, he should have worded it a lot better. He said, that doesn't sound very Mandela or Dr. King, sir. You're right. It didn't sound like Dr. King. It sounded like Malcolm X. Because Malcolm X would call you out. Dr. King was a little bit more nicer about it. Malcolm X didn't care. He would call you house Negro and everything else when he felt you were one of them. So if the great Jim Brown has that opinion of Kobe Bryant, I definitely have my opinion of Kobe Bryant. So some people also have the same opinion. It is what it is. Let it go. Now, let's get to the silly YouTube comments. I got a slew of comments yesterday speaking crazy to me. Let me tell you something. If you disagree with something I'm saying, I have no issue with that. Say, listen, I disagree with your video, I disagree with your opinion, and here's why. And that's it. When you start name calling, I ain't gonna listen to nothing you're saying. I'm going to end up blocking you and deleting your comment. I don't want to hear you. Well, let's go through some things that's so easy to debunk. It's a shame. One person, well, a few people actually, kept saying, well, you're saying in your video you should just agree with people because they're black, because Kobe stated in a statement, just not going to agree with people because they're black. Wouldn't I say that in that video? You know what? No matter what black people do, you agree with it. Let's stop right there. If you went through my video library, just even go last week before, you'll find videos of what? Me doing videos talking about black people, black men or black women who doing some wrong things. And I speak against them too. If I was like you said I was trying to be in that video, I would side with them no matter what they do. I would side with them. That's not true. Some of those who try to pull that little shaming tactic, oh, this sounds racist. If I was so racist, I got a link in the description box. I was getting at black teens for beating up a white guy and calling him all kind of racial slurs and the point of beating him. So if I was so racist, why would I do that video? If I was racist and I hated white folks. You can't shame me. You're not going to change my mind on nothing. There we go, debunking point number 2. I've done so many videos talking against things that black people have done against other races and even our own. So don't come to me with that at all, because that's just not going to work. Now, the issue that I had the most with the whole thing was to say we as black people just jump to conclusions without any facts at all. I'm not that way. I waited before I did my Kobe Bryant video. I wanted to wait till he said something, because when I initially heard it, I said, wait, I'm going to let him say something first before I do a video. And that's why I waited. When the situation with Trayvon Martin, black people just didn't jump up the moment they heard it and say, oh, we got to go march for Trayvon. No. When Trayvon Martin was killed, we didn't know who Trayvon Martin was at all. Now, it started coming out about the killing, like, okay. And then the guy wasn't arrested. Everybody thought that was strange, but nobody was marching or nothing. Then you heard the 911 call, the one where Trayvon was screaming, and then Zimmerman shot him. That struck a nerve with a lot of people, not just black folks. Then you heard the 911 tape that stated, hey, sir, we don't need you to file and the police is on the way. All this stuff that came together. Then also, what made it worse was the mainstream media. They kept saying, he's white, he's white, he's white. He's a white man shooting a black teen. Well, technically, you would want to say he's a Hispanic. So the media pushed that too, to keep more things going, to blowing that up bigger than what it was. And then more things about George Zimmerman kept coming out about how he's violent, he's a thug, and he gets away with a whole lot. I have detailed many things against this guy. He's a child molester. He molested his own cousin. I got that particular video here on my channel, the full length, so you can hear the facts of that. He's assaulted his father-in-law, pulled guns, hit another woman, all this other stuff. Now you say, oh, you saying Kobe? Let me get to Zimmerman too. You say Kobe supports Zimmerman. I didn't say nothing about Kobe supporting Zimmerman. I said go over there with Zimmerman. In other words, the crowd of people that think like Zimmerman. That's what I meant by that. I didn't say nothing about he's going to just join George Zimmerman. Because, or let me rephrase that. Those who think like Fox News Channel. There we go. Because a lot of you guys don't look at the big picture, especially some of you in the black community. See, O'Reilly, Hannity, Limbaugh, of course he don't work for Fox News, Limbaugh, use Kobe's words and say, well, you know, the situation with Zimmerman wasn't racist because, look, Kobe Bryant said this, and he's black. It happens all the time. I see that. They'll use his words and twist it and try to say that, you know, black people, you see, they always just trying to race bait everything, when really Fox News do more race baiting than anybody. Every time you look up, they talk about some person who's urban or, you know, blacks or this and that and the third. Now, if you don't like my videos and you feel a certain way about the Kobe video, I'm asking you to unsubscribe. Don't follow me on no social media, and that's the end of it. Because I do not want you listening to ignorant, backwoods, trying to think of other words, you know, fat. I'm trying to think of the words they said. That's all I got on top of my head. Oh, yeah, another thing. This I'll get a few comments that stated, well, I'm white and I support you or supported you, and now I'm ashamed of you. Let me address that real quick before I wrap this up. First of all, the only people that I'm worried about shaming is my children, my wife, my family, because they truly know me. They live with me. They actually have love for me. They don't turn on me the moment I say something wrong. They don't attack me the moment I do something wrong. They don't do that to me because they actually have love for me and they know the real me. They accept me in my good and they accept me in my bad. So your shame, I don't pay attention to that. You telling me you're white and you supported me, what, is that supposed to be a prize to me or something? To me, you're a human being. You're not nobody special that I got to like, oh, let me put on my tap dancing shoes and be. I don't tap dance here. Some black YouTubers do that mess. I don't do that over here. Everybody's equal over here to me, male, female. Race don't matter to me. It really don't. But I will call out the hypocrisy of race in America. One person was stating, I like your opinion on social issues with this video. Well, you know what? Race is a social issue. And until we can discuss it without getting mad and upset and name calling or whatever, then you will never solve the problem of race. You cannot talk about social issues in America if you do not discuss race. You want to talk about equality, let's talk about it all. One person shouldn't be treated a certain way and other groups shouldn't be treated another way. No, I'm sorry. And you can't tell other people how to think and how they should feel about certain things. Everybody have their experiences. And I get sick and tired of, you know, our experiences in America, you know, telling us that we shouldn't feel a certain way. Well, you know what? And like I said this on my radio show, if I ever get the money, I want to create a show where white people can get the black experience. I would love that. Dress you up in black makeup and make you look exactly like a black person and let you go through the black experience. And I guarantee you that would change your mind about a whole lot of things. But see, you don't understand racial profiling. You don't understand just being racist, dealing with racial issues. You don't understand none of that because you're not black. You don't get it. I've even had white people write me and tell me, listen, we really don't get it because we never been through that. And I appreciate white people even telling me that. You know why? Because they're honest. I respect honest people who would tell me I can't relate to you when it comes to racism. I can't relate to you when it comes to racial profiling. We've never been through it. So if you can't relate to it, then just don't speak on it. That's my thing. I don't relate to. It's like me speaking up about riding a yacht. I've never been on a yacht in my life. Well, so how I'm gonna sit up there and be talking all day long about yachts and everything, and I never been on one. But yet this guy, been on them ever since he was a kid. He know about it more than me. So if he's complaining about yachts, but yet I'm seeing nothing wrong with it, well, he got experience. Not, you know what I'm saying? Just for example. But anyway, just want to put this video out. Now, ain't gonna be no more videos about Kobe no more. That's it. I mean, I get bored with talking about more than one thing. I just want to make sure I clear some things up. Anyway, hit me up in the comments, future commentaries, subscribe.